Next up on the call is Alabama State head coach Reggie Barlow. Alabama State defeated Prairie View by a final score of 48-42 in overtime from Montgomery. Good morning, Coach Barlow. Are you with us?
Yes, sir.
Good morning, Coach. If you could talk about your thriller with Prairie View, and of course you have a bye week coming up as well.
The game against Prairie View was a real exciting game. There was going into it. Of course, we knew Prairie View. They were leading the conference or second in conference in scoring and total offense. They have an explosive offense there. Coach, I think Orlando does a wonderful job. Those guys are well coached and they play fast. So we knew we would have a tough going in trying to stop them, and we were right. It was just about every time they touched the ball, maybe except about 3 series, they were able to score. But our offense came to play. We got a lot of guys banged up. Our starting quarterback sat out. Our number 2 quarterback got hurt in the game, I think in the second quarter or so. So we ended up playing with our true freshman, Toppins, QT, who, kudos to him for stepping in there and really not being afraid and was able to do some good things for us. And Malcolm Sires had an outstanding game and ran the ball well for us, made some big plays, which really allowed us to stay in it. And we had some receivers that did some big things too, good blocking on the perimeter. So it was a good win for us, another win in the conference, and whenever you can win in the conference, it's a good thing. Now we are open, and it's really coming at a good time. We have a lot of guys that's been banged up, and this will give all of us an opportunity to kind of regroup and get ready for our next game here in another couple of weeks.
Coach Barlow, have you heard any specifics as far as guys' availability for the next couple of weeks, or any updates on the injuries?
On any specific guy, or just all in general?
Just all of them. Well, I want to know specifically about Isaiah, but if you know anything about any other guys, that'd be great as well.
Yeah, Isaiah will be fine. He was here getting treatment yesterday. Just a little ankle sprain, and he, we appreciate him for even trying to fight through it and come back. And he came back and ran the ball hard a couple of times and was able to score. But I think he'll be fine. Tovar Allen, who set out the last, I think, 2 games, he'll be fine. He's our right tackle. He's been moving around really good last week. Duhart, he'll be back. This week here is really going to give us a opportunity to get all these guys back. Arsenio Favors, the backup quarterback, I think he's getting an MRI today. Darius Washington, starting linebacker who didn't play, he'll be back. So just about all of them will be back. And like I said, this open week is coming at a really good time for us. It gives us an opportunity to get all those guys back.
Thanks.
Floor is still open for Alabama State head football coach Reggie Barlow.
Well, Coach, I want to ask you about QT. I know a lot of the guys said that they were confident in him as well. Just looking back at his performance, just what were your thoughts on how he did, kind of stepping into a big game like that under a lot of pressure in his first collegiate playing time?
Yeah, I thought QT did a good job. I think that the guys really helped him right before he went in on the sideline. I mean, they were all kind of cracking jokes with him. Oh, QT, you get a chance to play. And I think that kind of lightened the mood and made him smile and know that those guys had his back. And all he had to do was just go out and manage the game for us. But, our guys, the coaches, there was no panic, and when we realized he had to go, he's a very mature guy. He practiced hard. He understands the game. I thought he did good, 11 for 18. Of course, he had an interception there. I thought that linebacker for Prairie View did an outstanding job of getting depth and getting underneath the dig route there and made a really good catch on the play. But all in all, I thought he did a good job for us.
Still got time for questions for Reggie Barlow.
Well, Coach, have you already started thinking about Alabama A&M and looking at them at all?
You know, with that game being so big and so important to so many people, we never stop thinking about or looking at Alabama A&M. And you know, this deep in the season, of course, they played some teams that we were getting ready to play for, so you can't help but see their personnel and all that stuff. But as far as like just honing in and saying, okay, here's our game plan, we haven't done that yet. But we'll take the first part of this week to just go back to our little basic stuff, and then we'll introduce A&M to our guys the latter part of the week, and then when we come back next week, of course, we'll really get into it.
With so many guys banged up, that changed the practice schedule for this weekend. Are you taking any additional time off?
Well, we typically on our off week, Tuesdays and Thursdays here at ASU, we don't have classes from 11 to 1, and typically on the off weeks we just use that time to have like shorter practices, and just helmets and shells. So we won't practice as long. We'll still try to get some work in, and but at the same time give some of these guys a little time off too.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
Coach, what's been the key to, I guess, what's now a 5-game winning streak for you?
Well, and I think we've continued to run the ball well, which has given us an opportunity to throw it and get it in our playmakers' hands. I think our defense, like this game here, the mark of a man is how you respond to adversity. We hadn't stopped a Prairie View all game. Now you put it on the third. They had drives of 95 yards, 98. Long drives, and now you put it on the 30 and overtime, and it's like, okay, let's stop these guys. So I think it's been a combination of our defense just stepping up and making plays when we need them to. Guys like Leland Baker, the whole gang, Billups and those guys over there, and then just offensively being able to establish the run and really taking care of the ball.
What do you think is who do you think, or what's it going to take to get Jackson State knocked off so you can get a share of that East Division championship?
I don't know. Jackson State is good. I always have so much respect for the program over there, but just the players. Those Mississippi kids, they're tough mentally, and of course they're playing with a lot of confidence now, and so they're a good team, and coach is going to have them ready to play every game. So, I think for us, we always talk about not allowing external factors to get in our way. So that will be one. Unfortunately, we can't control what's going to happen with them, but we just have to continue and try to win ourselves, so we won't have any issues at the end if they do happen to lose.
Coach, we appreciate your time, and we will talk to you following your bye week next